Windsor Council leader calls for removal of homeless before the royal wedding. Now, this is a big case of I don't even know how to word this one because this is crazy. What do you reckon straight away? I mean, let's talk about it.
Simon Dudley, who's a Conservative, is demanding the police use legal powers to clear homeless away from the vicinity by the 19th of May. So it will coincide with the wedding. It appears, and it seems to me, that obviously the world media will be on that wedding. So he doesn't want any kind of quote-unquote blemishes being there, any truths, i.e. that there's homeless people in England and there's homeless people in Windsor. I mean, people have this kind of magical idea about London and England, thinking that it's paved with gold and there's princes and kings here and there's no homeless people. So he wants to maintain that image, it would seem, at the expense of the poor homeless people.
Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this because this is bad. Before I comment, what are they going to do with the homeless people? That's the question. So I'm looking at this article and I can't see any word of them moving the homeless community into homes, because that would then make this acceptable, because then you're taking them off the street. Although it's still bad that it takes a wedding and the media for you to do it, but you're taking them off the street. Where are you putting them? And the word I was looking for at the start of the show was contradiction. It's a contradiction, because we talk about homelessness and how we need to get rid of it and how we need to do A, B, and C. But it comes like we are trying to portray an image that is not real. Why not show the world the reality of the UK? The reality that people are living on the streets.
It's this social media pop culture stuff, isn't it? It's how many likes we can get. What can we present to the camera? It has to be all shiny. We have to put this filter over it. And this filter doesn't include homeless people, beggars, or people busking. So we just want, the tens of thousands of people to line up. And we want the helicopters and we want the imagery all there to show this wonderful wedding. And we don't want you to see the dirt that we have underneath. All they're doing is putting, something pretty over the dirt. As you highlighted, where's the actual program? The headline should read, this head counsellor is putting together a process where he's taking homeless and beggars off the streets and putting them in a centre and giving them an opportunity to do for themselves.
Yes, that's what it should be saying. This is what exactly should be happening, but they're basically going to try and make a short-term fix. And as soon as the wedding's over, what happens then? Are these homeless people put back in the area? What happens?
Based upon what the article's saying, it's saying he wants the police to use powers. So what they'll use is an enforcement banning order kind of thing, which the police can use to ban people from certain areas. So I think it's called a dispersal notice.
Yeah.
So there's multiple ways that they can do it. They can basically put the signs up to say you can't congregate, more than two or three people can't congregate in this area. If you do, the police have powers to remove you. And it's down to the police to dictate who they want to move, because as you know, there's families of more than 5 people, or there's families up to 10 people if you've got cousins and whatnot. So it's down to the police to say, okay, well, where are we going to enforce this only on beggars and homeless people? So that dispersal notice will take them straight out for up to a 72-hour period, and they then cannot return. So that will be the easiest way they'll do it.
Wow. So in the ideal world, how would you say that this should really have been handled?
As we highlighted, a program should have been put in place. I mean, even before there's talks of weddings and stuff. I mean, the Windsor Borough, we think of that as a very affluent and rich place, etc. But if we've still got people begging there's something going on. I mean, we've got people begging in every major town and city. We've got dilapidated buildings. We've got buildings which are just empty. these places could be converted into, halfway houses. We could put real proper programs in place to curb homelessness. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is a small percentage of people who want to be homeless.
Yeah, I agree with that. Totally. And we have to speak about the property shortage too, because that's hit Birmingham quite bad too.
Definitely.
That's something that we have to talk about.
I think we'll do that on the next build.
Definitely.
That we'll definitely touch on that, because it goes hand in hand. There is a shortage of property. There is this stuff going on with the banks and stuff. There's a lot of stuff that is going on. There's shortage of jobs. There's like 1,000 people going for one job and stuff. Yeah. People are losing their job. There's redundancies. There's companies closing. So people aren't in a position where they can pay these bills, and unfortunately, some of them are becoming homeless and they're falling through the cracks and into the system. And if you're in Windsor, you've got no chance to the wedding.
No chance at all. So let's treat these homeless people with respect. A lot of people have chosen to be homeless, but then at the same time, there's a lot of people who have no other choice. As the government keep telling us, everyone is 2 paydays away from the same thing. So the long and short of it, let's treat them with respect, and let's not throw them away because of a wedding. So the royals are going to come out, a lot of money is going to be spent. God knows how much media is going to be there for 72 hours, and then the problem comes back. We don't need to paper over cracks.